Following on from my last video where we looked at all the EV stocks and how they are absolutely on their knees, today we're going to take a look at NIO and we're going to look at why it's nearly 10% up just today. Welcome back to the channel, guys. If you're new to the channel, you're new here, make sure you head down and click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content coming up. All videos like this, all stock market related, you won't miss a single video. And while you're down there, give the video a little like as well, or wait until you enjoyed the content and enjoyed the whole video and then give it a like because you like the video. Pop a comment down below as well whether you got into NIO just for this little flurry of activity. We're going to look at why it's gone up in price as well. One main reason, one main catalyst. And we're going to have a little look at NIO's battery as a service scheme that's launched recently, as that's quite an interesting part of NIO as an EV stock as opposed to all the other EV stocks out there. But as I said, NIO jumped massively today and it's nearly 10% I think at the moment. We'll have a look at the chart in a second, and it's just down to this one catalyst, this one bit of news that's come out today, and it was really needed, to be honest, because the EV market, as I said, was on its absolute knees. NIO was being beaten by the market, and we've had a small recovery, which is great. So all these EV stock enthusiasts are over the moon about this today. Let's get in there. We'll have a look at the catalyst, why it's up today, how much it's up, and we'll have a little look at NIO's battery as a service scheme. Now we're going to start in the portfolio, although we don't necessarily need to. I think it's probably easier just to give you an overview of what NIO's done literally in today and in the last month and in the last sort of 5 days. So we'll get the chart up here. As you can see, we're 11.66% up in NIO as we stand. I did the video about where we were with the EV stocks back when it was down here, and it was about, no, it was around here I think, and I think it had a good day. There it was. Yeah, it was that candle there, that green candle. It had a good day, and that was why it was 1% up and not a loss leader. But we're 11.66% up in NIO at the moment. So this is what's happened over the last kind of month or so. Well, actually pretty much a month. So that candle there is the 10th of February. We're now the 11th of March. So over the last month, we've just tumbled right down, and then we've just started to see a recovery. So this recovery here and this candle here today has been a very big candle. We'll have a look at why. So if we go into this article from the Motley Fool, we don't need to go into the whole article. All we really need to look at is this section here. We're trading higher on Thursday morning after a Wall Street analyst initiated coverage of the company with a bullish note. So one Wall Street analyst has come into the mix, put his hat in the ring, so to speak, started coverage of NIO, and their initial coverage of NIO is very bullish. So if we have a look at it here, let's get into Yahoo Finance. So as you can see here, I thought it was just up, well, it was just under before. We're now 10% up in a day on NIO, which is absolutely amazing. Fantastic moves for NIO. If we come down to the side and we look to this side here, we've got analyst price targets, there's 18. We've got an average of 57.46 on NIO as it stands, but 45. This is the main thing. So this new analyst is come into the mix. His initiated price target, or their initiated price target, is Mizuho. I'm not pronouncing that at all right, but you can see who it is right there on screen. One of the Wall Street analysts. That happened literally today, and they've put a price target of $60 on NIO. So we've got a 57.46 as an average there. This new analyst, Mizuho, however you pronounce it, has come in with a price target of $60. So we've got some serious upside here. Now I had a little look on TETrading, which is one of my favorite websites for checking forecasts and price targets for certain stocks, and we've got an average of a $64.67 upside to NIO right now. If you have a look to the side here, that's the average for a 12-month forecast. The high is 81. Now even at 64, we've got a 41% upside on that. There's 8 buys and 3 holds on TETrading. If you are a member of TETrading and you subscribe to the platform, which I'm seriously thinking about doing, you get to see the most recent analysts here and their ratings. I've got merely the ones down here from 3 and 4 months ago. All price targets back then, all but one, were pretty much 60, 55, 60, 55. As we've had the slump in the last month and got down to levels like as low as $35, those price targets are looking pretty good. And as I said, TETrading have got an average target of 64.67 anyway. So that's the main reason that NIO has jumped today, jumped by 10%. It's all outlined here in this article. Here, at the Motley Fool, there's plenty like it, so you can go through and read the whole article, but that gives you an overview of the reason. As I said, it was just one thing. It was just this analyst that's come into the mix, this Wall Street analyst, and put a hefty price target on NIO. Price jumps. So one of the main things and the interesting bits about NIO is actually this. I said I'd have a little look at it. NIO launches battery as a service. So I find this absolutely fascinating, and how this hasn't come about yet, I really don't know, because if you take a step back and look at the principle of it, it seems so obvious. We've got here, enabled by vehicle battery separation, battery subscription, and chargeable, swappable and upgradable batteries. So not just go and get a new battery job done, they are chargeable, swappable and upgradable batteries. NIO battery as a service is a breakthrough innovation in both technology and business model. Got to 100% agree with that. I said why this wasn't a thing in the past, why this wasn't around a scheme in the past, and it's only just sort of, I mean, I'm sure it's been in the mix for a long time, but why this hasn't been thought of before, I really don't know, because we have had electric vehicles for quite a long time now, but this is very innovative. This is absolutely brilliant business model for NIO, and they're the only one doing it. So at the moment, they are well ahead of their game. Now, NIO is the leading electric vehicle maker in China, and China is the leading nation for electric vehicles and autonomous driving. So we know NIO is obviously one of the biggest in the game. I'm still very bullish on NIO and really think they're doing some fantastic things. So we've got here batteries as a service users enjoy, and that's the Chinese currency renminbi, I think, 70,000 renminbi off from the car price for a battery subscription starting from 980 renminbi per month, representing lower purchasing and using costs than ICE vehicles in the same premium segment. So this article was literally, well, it's just on the NIO website, and essentially, and we've got a video you can watch on there, but essentially this battery swap service, effectively they've got the batteries built into the car in a place and a position that is nice and easy to access and remove them and swap and change them. You drive in, they swap it out for a brand new battery, an upgraded battery, a brand new charged battery, and then you're out in no time at all. Now, I've not looked into it any further than that. How long it takes to get this battery out and then in and swapped, I don't know, but it's certainly the future of getting in and getting out, rather than having to get into a charging station, sit there for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's quick. I think a lot of the mainstream EV companies take a lot longer than that. I think we've got Lucid Motors, who have claimed that their quick charging times can be as little as 15 or 20 minutes, I believe, don't quote me on that, but the vast majority of them take much longer. So to be able to drive in, get it swapped and get out is just absolutely amazing, and much more like your traditional petrol station kind of fill up, where you can drive in and within 5 minutes, I mean, like, you can fill up in 5 minutes, job done, and then you're out. So this is big, this is massive for NIO, and I've not talked about it, lots of people have talked about it, but I haven't. But the main thing for today, and this massive jump in price, 10%, is purely because of this analyst down here. Mizuho set a buy signal today on NIO and set their price target to £60. Quick screen jump there, set their price target to £60. So there we are. So that's a little bit about NIO's battery as a service scheme. I think it's quite, it's very innovative, and it's one of a kind. It's certainly in the EV space at the moment. And I think it really will drive the EV space forward. That's a little bit about NIO as well. So and what it's been up to more recently. So as I said, comment down below. Let me know what you got into, whether you managed to get NIO right at the very bottom, what other EV stocks you're looking at the moment that you're quite bullish on. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the latest EV stock that's going to perform well. There's lots of EV stocks or EV related stocks out there. There are penny stocks still at the moment that are still coming about. They're not as big as XPeng, Li Auto, NIO, Candy, things like that. So I'd love to hear some of those as well, and we can look into those at the same time. Hopefully we continue to see bullish action with the EV space. it was always going to be here, it was always going to be around, we were never going to get rid of it. We just had a little slump. The little slump, if you saw from the last video, was purely from weak sales figures in China combined with or compounded with a bearish market as a whole, and therefore the EV space got a bit of a battering certainly throughout this week. But we're seeing some strong recovery. They were always going to be here for the long run, so good opportunity to buy some EV stocks at the lower price, like your NIOs, possibly your Teslas. Tesla got down to 550 I think at one point. So great opportunity for you guys to get into the EV space, into the market, and see some good returns coming now. So we'll see what happens in the next kind of month or so. I'll do another EV stock update and see where they are compared to where they were in the last video I did, where most of them were down. So until then, guys, I'll see you in the next video. See you later.